Hello, everybody. Welcome. Fantastic to have you here. Thank you for your time. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late. Do you know what? I've been driving down from the north of England this morning, get to Portsmouth, and only just made the ferry, got across, flew back home as quick as I could, obviously within the speed limit. Came in and set up, and I'm a couple of minutes late. I've come all that way, come 200 and odd miles, and I'm about 3 minutes late. So that's how tight it was. But anyway, it's great to be here. Thank you for your time in joining me. I'm going to be respectful of your time and keep it to a sort of 15-minute session with you today. Also, I'm going to try and make sure that I deliver some real value to you, because I want to be respectful of your time and try and help you as much as I can. So I don't know how much you know about what I do here, but basically what I'm doing is every day, Monday to Friday, 12:30, I deliver a little soundbite, like a lunch break type thing, just 15 minutes on sales, marketing and business growth. I've spent myself just over 28 years in marketing, and before that I was in a way involved in marketing literally from a very young age, but officially running my marketing business, my consultancy service, I've been doing it 28 years. I run it around a concept I call Results Mastery. Results Mastery is a program that I run, but more importantly, it's a methodology in your mind. And the truth of the matter is that when you're in marketing, or when you market a business, the rewards that you get bear no correlation to the effort you put in. Let me explain. So you can put a load of effort into marketing and get fantastic rewards, or you can get no rewards. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. You know, you put a load of money into something and it doesn't work out, or you put a load of time into something and it doesn't work out, but sometimes it does. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see as far as marketing's concerned is when people they stick their toes in the water and then they jump out again. I'm going to give you a perfect example. A friend of mine, a client of mine who's also a friend of mine, said to me, I've tried Facebook advertising. I said, oh, really? How did it go? He said, oh, it don't work. It's a waste of time. I said, oh, how much did you spend and what did you do? He said, well, I boosted a post. I said, right, okay, well, that tends not to work anyway. How much did you spend on it? So I spent £5. So he spent £5 boosting one post, and now the whole of Facebook advertising doesn't work, just because what he did didn't work once, having spent a £5 on it. That I'm sure you'd agree is slightly crackers, which is what I told him, actually. So, a lot of this stuff works, but it doesn't work all the time. Now, the difference between sales and marketing, which is what I said I was going to talk about today, is, for me, it's really simple. Marketing is lead generation. Sales is lead conversion. It's as simple as that. That's the difference. And they're often grouped together, aren't they? I'm head of sales and marketing. So is your job to generate leads, or are you a sales guy? Now, sales guys tend to have a bit of knowledge of marketing. Marketing guys, probably less so in sales, to be honest, but they're often about making something look good, design a new website, or let's have a new campaign on something, but they're not always as focused, potentially anyway, sometimes, let's say, as salespeople are on actual results. So that's the first thing I want to talk to you about, your results, because that's really ultimately what marketing's all about and what sales are about. So if we looked at those big picture numbers and said, right, okay, how many leads are you generating right now? Because that's a real KPI, key performance indicator. And how many sales are you generating? And it could be in between that is how many meetings are you acquiring, or even how many quotes or proposals are you generating? Because there are certain things along that pipeline that could go wrong. It could be that you're getting loads of meetings, but you're not really following them up very well and turning it. Sorry, let me start again. It could be that you're getting loads of leads, but you're not following them up very well and turning them into meetings. It could be that you're turning them into meetings, but at the end of the meeting, you're saying, instead of saying, would you like to go ahead? You're saying, shall I produce a proposal for you? Now, what are proposals for? They're to be considered. And what do you want? You don't want people considering things at the end of the meeting. You want them confirming things with you sending a quote to confirm it in writing that they have to sign on the dotted line. So anyway, coming back to what I asked you, what are your conversion rates? You know, if you don't know them, go and work them out, and then work out what can you do to improve in those two areas. You know, it could be that you're getting loads of leads, but your conversion rate is like, you know, tanked at 20%, 30%. Maybe something wrong with that. Now, it's not necessarily from a sales point of view. It could be that marketing is generating rubbish leads, you know, not the right people. The message is not understood. It's you're targeting people who don't have the money or the authority to buy, and so on and so forth. So it could be that. But it could be that your sales process is not working as well as it could. Now, when I talk to small businesses about sales processes, you know, they glaze over a little bit to start with, and then they start on waffle mode often. They say, well, I don't really have it. No, I've not got a written process, Steve. No. But what I do is, you know, when a lead comes in, we send them an email, and then I follow up within 24 hours. Okay, what do you do then? Well, if I don't manage to speak to them, I'll email them again. And then what? I'll probably email them a couple of more times, and then I might phone them again. Okay, so we've got a system here that goes email to start with, phone call within 24 hours, an email to follow up if we don't get through, and then potentially another email and another phone call if we've got time. Is that the case? Yes. Okay, so my belief is, right, well, is that good enough? Well, clearly not, because it's not working. It's only converting 20 or 30%. Well, it could be converting 60 or 70%. Because if you could improve your conversion rate from 30% to 60%, so instead of 3 out of 10 to 6 out of 10, what have you just done? You've just doubled your business over time, not overnight. But over time, you're going to double your business by doubling your conversion rate without even getting any more leads. Now, as I say, it could be that, you know, the quality of the leads is not there. It's not necessarily, you know, if you're a bigger business and you've got a marketing department and a sales department, it's not always the sales department's fault that they're only converting 30%. It could also be the marketing department's fault, or it could be a combination of both. But often in a small business or one man, one woman business, you know, it's down to you. You know, you're doing the marketing and you're creating sales, so you're following up leads. And so my belief is we need a sales system. We need to find a sales system that works. Now, I'm not here to tell you about that. That'd take, you know, a good, you know, probably a day to go through the different options and things. For me, my advice would be, you know, take a look at some of the things that you know, you can do that are not going to cost money. I call it marketing without money. Have a look at some of the marketing without money strategies that potentially you could use. When you've done that, go and have a look at some of the marketing with not a lot of money available. You know, so some of the little stuff, you know, the advertising on LinkedIn or Facebook, you know, you can try that, or even Google. You can try that for, you know, 100 quid. couple of £100. You're not going to have to, invest in radio advertising at £7,000 that may or may not work, or advertising, spending a fortune on a brand new website that, often when people have new websites, they just have another website that doesn't convert. I was just got off the phone talking to a potential client. He was talking about his website and saying, look, we've got a website, probably needs some updating. Because it's not winning any business. Now, I've not seen his site yet, so I can't comment on that. And maybe that is the case. But I said to him, ultimately, what matters is traffic and conversion. That's it. Do you get loads of people visiting it, and does it convert? I've seen some pretty ugly websites that convert really well, and I've seen some beautiful websites that don't convert at all. I always remember a lady telling me that she'd spent £50,000, 50 grand on designing a website. And I went, wow. This was in a seminar, by the way. She was a delegate in a seminar that I was running. I said, wow. I said, do you mind if we have a look? She said, no. She gave me the domain. And she sold, if I remember correctly, it's a few years ago, she sold cabins on cruise liners. So she was like a booking agent for Cunard and all the other cruise ships. And she had this website, and OMG, what a website. It looked fantastic. It really did. Cost her £50,000. And it looked like she got good value for money. It really did. It looked amazing. When I asked her how many leads she was creating on it, she went, well, I've had it 6 months. I've had no leads at all. And I said, oh, really? How much do you spend on marketing it? She said, nothing. So we spent all our money on designing it. And do you know what? That was, I said to her, look, I just wished I'd seen you, met you 9 months or a year ago. I'd have been saying, look, let's spend 10 grand. You get a really good website for 10, and let's spend 40 on marketing it. And then let's have a sales system in place that is really effective in converting things. So that I think is almost it for today, really. Think about your sales, think about your marketing. You might want to start with marketing, looking at, how many leads are you generating, and then how many leads are you converting, and then work out, where you want to be. If you're turning over, I'll use £1 million. If you're turning over £1 million a year, and you'd like to get to 1.5 or 2, then we're going to need more leads, and we're going to need to improve that conversion rate as well. And it doesn't matter what level it is. If you're a startup, and this is day one of your business, you need to define your marketing plan, start measuring how many leads you're going to get. You are getting. Then measure your conversion rate at the end of the month. Have a look how many leads you got and how many sales you got, and then work out what's the priority. Did you get 10 leads and converted 8? You think, great, sales is working. We just need to get more leads. So we got to go and work on getting more leads. If it was the other way around, where you only got 5 leads and let's say you got 10 leads, but you only converted 1 of them, then, you've done what sort of well for leads, but do you know what? You really need to improve that sales skills and sales system. So I hope that was of value to you. Just to say, if I can help you further, there's a banner you hopefully noticed scrolling underneath. If you want to book a meeting with me, feel free to do so. We don't do hard selling. All we do is try and add value, demonstrate our expertise. And if you want to go further, you can tell me you do, and I can tell you what it's going to cost and what I can do for you. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to speaking to you again very, very soon. Thank you.